It's the end of the day at 9:30 at night here in Vrindavan. 7 July. Dwadasi. Okay, there's Lord Jagannath. He did what is called Shayan Ekadasi. And he dressed up in gold. He was outside of the temple. From Gundicha, he leaves the day before Ekadasi. And then he's there in front of the temple, and they dress him up in pure gold. He's the king. So he should be able to do anything that he desires to do. But sometimes Rukmini does not let him come in. So he has to greet her with saris, greet her with rasgullas, greet her with pleads of let me come in. Sometimes it lasts just up until Guru Purnim, because Guru Purnim is definitely asleep. Why am I bringing this up? Well, one thing is that the Lord Vishnu does say, I want to take a little rest. So he does, right on Shayan Ekadasi, he starts his rest. But here is the Lord, Jagannath. And he's in the middle of our atmosphere, the human atmosphere. And he also left Gundicha the day before Ekadasi. So Ekadasi in his own big temple, Dwarka, would be just fine for him. But instead he was not allowed to come in. And to take rest that day would just be Jim Dandy. So this sets a precedence. Some people start Chaturmasya on Ekadasi. And some start Chaturmasya on Guru Purnim. So, our Lord here, in our atmosphere, Lord Jagannath, I've already seen about 3 Rath Yatras where he doesn't get to sleep until Purnim. So, to start Chaturmasya on Purnim would be no problem at all. And to start Chaturmasya on Ekadasi would be no problem at all. So, if we look back, we see that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, everybody around him were Babajis, even himself. So the Babas, everybody started Chaturmasya on Ekadasi. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, after his father left in 1914, and after Bipin Bihari, who was actually helping hold up everything, after Bipin Bihari was the guru, initiating guru of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So he left in 1919. At the point that he left in 1919, a big confusion came out. Now, it was the beginning of the 1900s, the beginning, when the Yoga Pit was established in Mayapur under the scrutiny of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And one of the biggest leaders was Bipin Bihari, and he was a member of the trust with Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Bhaktisiddhanta and others. So, they were all following the Chaturmasya beginning on Ekadasi. At least for 19 years. After Bhaktivinoda Thakur left, after Bipin Bihari left, then a great uproar came. There was no definite proof that Bihari ever rejected Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Anyways, it's not very intelligent because you're supposedly on your deathbed in 1919 saying that you reject your disciple that you had so many years, more than 20 years, and that disciple had already left the planet in 19. There's no sense to it, no logic to it. He would never have said it, but they claim that he said it. Oh, that uproar was so great that the power of the Babajis, they tried their followers to kill Bhaktisiddhanta during a Navadvip Mandala Parikram. Bhaktisiddhanta, not wanting to engage in such things that are not so necessary, as the yoga pit isn't there, the yoga pit's here, all these conversations. So he just decided, okay, I'm no longer a Babaji. I am now a sannyasi. So now, as a sannyasi, he declares his group to start on full moon. There's no problem with it. Jagannath is out here until the full moon, and Bhaktisiddhanta, he was the son of an Oriyan mother. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he married a very young girl, and they were together quite a while. But when they had to travel all the way from where they were, probably in Calcutta, and go all the way to Mendinipur, and in those times it was very difficult, the traveling became so difficult she passed away. So then, of course, being right there in Orissa, Bhaktivinoda Thakur married an Orissan girl. So at that point, he has Srila Bhaktisiddhanta. So Bhaktisiddhanta is from Orissa. His father, Bhaktivinoda Thakur's father was from Orissa. The mother was from West Bengal. So you have more of a family members in Orissa than you do in West Bengal. So for him to adopt, following the Chaturmasya on the full moon is no problem at all. He's Oriya. So, and out of respect, we follow. But it's not considered offensive if you start on Ekadasi. That would be strange, because Vishnu is saying he wanted to take rest. Either way, however the person wants to do it, whether they want it, but you have to understand of the nature of a vrat. You take a vrat and you give a beginning time and an end time. Those two things are necessary. What you're going to do between this date and this date, and you're not going to break it before that date. That's the important part. Whether it's Ekadasi, going through the whole part, difficult parts of Ekadasi, or whether you're just want to do it in a simple manner. But always keep the vrat. Whether you want to do it simple or whether you want to do it very complex, keep the vrat. That's the important part. That's your part. And another part of Lord Jagannath's Rath Yatra, I was informed about different parts of the Rath Yatra and celebrations. So right now he is not going in, but right now, if you see live TV, Jagannath is purifying the 7 lower planetary systems. That is a nice, gesture. That's a nice gesture. But I did read that the common thought about Rath Yatra is to keep it, that there's a statement, kiss, kiss. Boys and girls kiss. Well, kiss. Keep it simple, stupid. Yeah, keep it simple, stupid. So, Rath Yatra, like the bona fide parts of Rath Yatra, of course, are the leaving, traveling to the Gundicha temple, the arriving at the Gundicha temple. Hair Panchami is a necessity. Then traveling back to the main temple, and then trying to go in on Ekadasi. So those are followed, strictly. Those parts are followed strictly, and to keep them pure in a very bhakti way. Whereas the ceremony of purifying the 7 planetary systems, the comments are from the organizers, is that this is not really bhakti. And they don't really want to get involved in what it is. So I would agree with them. So, this makes more color, It gives more color to it, but it's not a necessary ingredient. It's not a necessary ingredient. So don't think it has to be a necessary ingredient in every Rath Yatra. No, it's not a necessary ingredient. And there's also other things, like the stopping of the cart, and everybody's, waiting for the cart to be able to move. Well, sometimes it's intervention from Krishna. One time there was a devotee who wouldn't be able to even see the cart festival, so Jagannath wouldn't move, and not one day, more than one day, until the devotee arrived. And then the devotee didn't even come out in the open. He sat underneath a tree and was just praying to Lord Jagannath. So the pandas were looking around to, see what is holding up. And then they saw the devotee, and he looked very pure and everything. It's, him. So he had been waiting for that devotee of his before he let the cart move, and then the cart started moving. After they acknowledged the devotee, after they saw that who was actually stopping the cart. So sometimes Lord Jagannath stops the cart, and more than one time he's done such a thing. No, but sometimes they add things to make it longer or something like that. But you have to, you have to admit, to do such a festival, such a grand festival, and to build such a grand cart, I would never try to take it up on my own. That's just incredible how they're doing it, and they're doing it year after year. But in the times of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he had a difficulty, and what was the difficulty? He was the magistrate, district magistrate of the town of Puri. Yeah. Well, we had light for a moment. So, then in that time that he was the magistrate, he made sure everything was on time. You keep it simple, stupid. That's what the thing was. Keep it simple, stupid. And not only on time, but very clean. So most of that is still being done. Still people follow how he wanted things on time. He didn't want things to be done at the person's discretion. No, it was supposed to be done on time. Still, it's difficult to control a situation with so many different pundits, and they've given their dedication of their life to it. So better, just enjoy the whole festival. A beautiful festival. I just wanted to bring up those points. And for the people to understand how to do this Chaturmasya, and when to start it and when to stop it. Yeah. But the important ingredient is the bhakti. That's the important ingredient. There's no ingredient more powerful than bhakti. Actually, that's all it should be. It's just a bhakti. Thanks, Adi Bol, and good night.